Welcome to the morning feed. Thank you for listening. We are using a voice assistant for this episode due to a technical issue. We appreciate your attention to this information. This story is important to me and many others who need our attention. The details I will discuss today were uncovered while searching for a missing child near Florida. In 2002, an adoption agency, Teddy Bear Adoptions, began to be the focus of growing suspicion from their clients and the state of Florida. The business was opened by Teddy Hedstrom, now known as Teddy Brown. The 2002 allegations started pouring in after only being in business for a few short years. Their initial business license was applied for in 1997, but errors on their application caused delays in getting their license. Fraud in the adoption industry is a well-known problem in the United States. False promises, emotional manipulation and bold lies are among the weapons used to keep their clients from sounding the alarm bells. After all, many of their clients are eager to start or add to their family, and some families are unable to do that independently. Adoption or medical interventions are their only options if they want to extend their family. Some baby brokers avoid this altogether by partnering with clients who have horrific intentions for adopting a child. After learning about multiple claims of fraud, the state of Florida began reaching out to Teddy Bear Adoptions asking them to cease and desist their business in Florida. Their response? A name change. Teddy Bear Adoptions then became known as Adoption Blessings Worldwide. This would be the first of multiple name changes, venue changes to avoid Florida laws, and partnerships with agencies involved in the same tactics, such as Little Pearl's adoption agency. Teddy Bear Adoptions has denied any and all wrongdoing, even in the face of horrific details and unredacted emails that show the level of manipulation and fraud that was taking place any time a client attempted to understand where their money had gone to, or if they would ever be able to adopt the child that they had been coerced to believe would be arriving at any time. With a lot of money on the line and clients awaiting the promises made by multiple agencies, including Teddy Bear Adoptions and their multiple counterparts that they eventually placed the blame on, it seemed that a new strategy would be needed to resolve the complaints and keep the money flowing. Children and families in Vietnam and other countries have become well aware of baby brokers and what tactics they use to obtain children. In the overall network of adoption agencies, there are multiple levels of the operation. There are adoption advocates, who tend to pinpoint families who are looking to adopt. Advocates can partner with several agencies. There are facilitators who also work with multiple adoption agencies. The facilitators are the individuals who actually travel to other countries to build relationships and facilitate adoptions. However, the tactics of facilitation can become a very dark underworld within the international adoption community. And that is exactly what Teddy Bear Adoptions and Little Pearls were alleged to be doing. Teddy Bear Adoptions claimed that the bad actions were perpetrated by the owner of Little Pearls, a facilitator for Vietnam. But private emails between Teddy Bear Adoptions and their unhappy clients appear to suggest otherwise. Clients of Teddy Bear Adoptions began to sound the alarm bells when they learned that their children were being promised to other families, even after the adoption was finalized. Other clients alleged that the agency allowed them to hold and bond with babies they planned to adopt, only to later be told the baby died. The owner of Teddy Bear Adoptions claims that she is meant to do this type of work. She claims it is her calling. I spoke to some of the children that Teddy personally adopted. None of them have a relationship with her except the 2 children that still live in her residence. It is difficult to count how many she adopted. If they did not behave well, she would just swap them out with another family. The total could be upwards of 20 children. After multiple civil issues, including a RICO lawsuit against Little Pearls, and many behind-the-scenes debacles, Teddy moved on from Ponte Vedra after a domestic abuse claim by her husband eventually ended in a divorce. She still frequents the area and is in Florida quite often. There is a lot more to this story and many alleged victims that may use our platform to speak about the abuse they suffered. For now, we would like this article to a starting point for their story. I believe anyone who hears their story would better understand the tactics and horrific actions that are rampant in the adoption industry. Some of Teddy's adopted children were from Vietnam, others were from Russian territories. The children had a variety of different backgrounds. But once they arrived in the care of Teddy, they alleged that they were emotionally and verbally abused, threatened, treated like slaves and told they would be assaulted if she sent them to live with another family. A very real threat to a child who has seen their adoptive mother move children around like rental cars. There is another victim of Teddy. I cannot speak about him in detail, but I want this article to reflect that we hear you, we see you, and we care about every injury you faced. Teddy denies the abuse, she denies the horrific practices in her agencies, and she denies that certain children were ever in her home. Meanwhile, she continues to care for adopted children while the previous, who knows how many in total, are voluntarily removed from Teddy's life. No holiday phone calls, no pictures of the growing families. They want nothing to do with her. In a heated exchange on social media, I watched the children begin to speak up for themselves. Teddy immediately mentioned lawyers and used manipulative tactics to shut down the conversation. She has no idea what she is missing. I would be very proud of the people they have become and the beautiful families they have created.